At it again. It's been a festive evening to say the least, but we're good here. Getting back in. We played out that round. We didn't go ahead and hit the pause right off the rip, but not much has changed here. Realism going back and forth, tit for tat with Kentucky's Kittens in that 9-9 scoreline. Things are looking good. Spike yet has not made its way to his site. Thunder and Co. grouped up towards Market, looking to collapse on through, but Realism again, that 5v2 situation is where they thrive the most. There is no signs of mercy for them. Mungus has conserved utility, gets a ping off. Alec is here. They hear so much in Market. At this point, it's kind of signed, sealed, and delivered. The coverage, the smoke, the swing, the pinch. It's all good in the hood here for Realism.
Extremely swift round coming out there from Realism, and almost a dominant one, I'd say, more importantly, knowing that you got 4 players remaining at the rear end of it. I mean, that's kind of a luxury we haven't seen them have too much, and actually doubling down on a round, more importantly. I mean, we've seen them kind of go blow for blow, trade for trade. I mean, 1-1-1, but getting at 2, that's usually kind of where you can signify that you have control of the game, because sure, it's just 2 and you're waiting for 2 to really come back at you, but that's not what you want. When you exchange blows so evenly for that long, for almost the entirety of the half, and that one time right there to take yourself over 10, that's the biggest point of the game, where I say it all the time. A 10 round area could be either a double-digit chokehold or a double-digit checkpoint, and right there it seems like a checkpoint because they had just kept on rolling through. Round 11 almost near flawless. Now as they get themselves at 11 looking for a match point, they get the opening pick as well.
Yeah, with that pick in hand and a 2-round delta, Sage Ball getting clapped there towards main. That's going to be enough of a sound cue to say, listen, they're still present. I don't want to rotate, and Mungus is holding it. Testing luck. Rosie just going to go ahead and wiggle on out. Darrow gets a huge pick as well onto that Sage. Alec has been notable on this Behold, and oh my god, they still end up closing the gap and getting through pretty for the 1. They're looking to get on site, and they do get that, but that's just the tip of the iceberg here, Chief. On a post plan, game plan here for me is get that Sova to somewhere safe to hopefully Hunter's Fury, but coming out of back site and with the retake coming through from B main and Market, that Sova stuck, and that could be a big problem for Kentucky's Kittens.
Yeah, already the Hunter's Fury to come through right there, 3v3. I mean, you see the spike down. You don't see really too much pressure. You don't see players trying to go real running counteracted right now. I mean, you just see him kind of lingering back a little bit. Already, Kentucky's getting able to result 2 kills because of that alone. Drios doesn't really have all the time in the world, but it may not even matter. I think he's good enough. When you get players swinging on you, you're gonna play for the clock there, but instead, Kentucky's Kitten just fumbled the bag by going out right for the fight.
Yeah, that's a big +1 on that clutch counter there in the corner, and rightfully so. Mega 1 to take us off the match point. Sorry, Realism 3-map segue on Ascent, the chance to close things out. It's going to be a banger though. We're ending off on a high note. Guns aplenty, ults getting up there as well. Still, I'm waiting for it. We're 2 away from Rift waking up, and a lot of opportunity coming out for the defensive side of Realism, depending on where the orbs and kills go to in this round. Still, Sage Res is here, and that's available without any kind of investment, which is great to see. Let's see if they can close it out here. How good is that defense, and how hot is their retake?
Yeah, that's a good question to be asking. Not sure. You already saw it. I like the idea coming out there. Once again, kind of go for that area early on, look for the A main pressure, but that's just not going to happen. I think their Spidey sense kind of kicked in there. Knew that more than one player was nearby. They couldn't isolate anybody. This is a full buy round. This is everything for Kentucky's Kittens. This is a grand final. It's match point. They have a lot on the line against them. They have to not only win this round, but hold on to the guns in the meantime when getting that done.
Close it up. Tension's high. Val. High stakes equals high risk and high reward as that opening pick goes off to Realism. 58 on the clock. What was looking like a short take just nullified. Drone might be the fake to sell towards Tree while the rest of the team traverses up and tries to hit this market area. Alec and Co, of course, with Mungus have been notable on this B take, and they're there waiting for it. Smokes go out. M-Line, Tailwind, Prime looking to dash on through and does get that in with a Cloud Burst on top. Alec goes vertical. Pick, like it, you want it, and you got it for that.
Alec is absolutely just a problem. I think the reason we saw that last map be such an issue was because he wasn't really lighting up the kill feed enough. But now in a situation like this, a 5v3, you get those first 2 initial picks. Sure, Spike is down, but I mean, you already took account for the fact of B lobby. Nobody's in there. Everybody's on site. You're sitting fine and dandy in there. The one wild card is gonna be Thunder. If he can go off here, which he does get 2, that's perfect. That's what you need. You're now an isolated factor. Your teammate is alone on site, stranded on an island, has to win this 3K, and just can't pull it out. That's Realism winning the entirety of Grand Finals, 13-9 being the scoreline. We saw it in them earlier in the quarterfinals. We saw it again in the semis, and here they are bringing everything to an end here in the Grands.
Defenders win.
Yeah, y'all wanted a sweep. Y'all wanted to see Realism turn up, and I mean, the fans in chat went absolutely nuts for them. Love to see it, but it seems like Ascent is there, Matt. Mental note for all future teams that do see Realism. Hard ban on Ascent. That's a darn good reason why this team is an absolute banger on this setup. Like they have it figured out to a T.
Yeah, and like I say, I wasn't really impressed when it came around to the semifinals of the Grands. But, I mean, that's because we saw absolute utter domination, and we saw them kind of really feeling comfortable. That's an attribute you don't get out of a lot of teams more times than not, because they just don't have that lead. They can't experiment. They can't get crazy with it because they know they're hitting their shots, and that's always what they can rely on. But eventually here, I mean, it was just a little bit more fundamental. Found these angles. They were setting up these crosses. They didn't get crazy with it anymore. I mean, sure, they threw a curveball in there every now and then, but it was just at the perfect timing, it felt like, when you consider what they've done thus far. They found those kills. They had to leave it around, and they only threw those curveballs out there when they said that, you know what, now that we're going blow for blow, round for round, now let's do that and see if it'll be enough. And it just almost exactly was what they needed.
It was, and it was a true solution. $250 in their pocket, which I'm hoping $10 of that does go towards a country club membership. It's the least you could do for your team if you're going to be coming in week out and doing that kind of stuff on Ascent, which, by the way, statistically speaking, I swear is the most played map in GLG Pit of Valor. I don't know. I'm just throwing numbers out there. It could be, but
it is,
if you're going to do
it.
Yeah, so then why not? $10 will get you that opportunity. Anyways, I'll stop at it. To our viewers, first of all, that stuck through the turbulent evening of technical debacles, thank you so much. We appreciate y'all. We had a great time, and obviously chat was light about it, and everyone was mostly okay. Things happen, but it's this loyal community that makes it what it is today. Again, sign up for more events. Get involved in Overwatch 2 if you're interested in the Hall of Heroes every single Monday. And Country Club membership, I mentioned, socks are on the board. Twitter and Discord, please go ahead and follow and do all that stuff and join. It's the easiest way to stay in tune with all the stuff that's happening at GLG. And putting all that aside, even if you don't do any of those, whatever 7 things that I listed, just come out and support and watch. Spread the love, share the stream link, get your friends up in here, get family, whoever else it may be, your dog, your gerbil, it doesn't matter to me. Join us here week in, week out. That bit of support means the absolute world to us.
Oh, it simply does. So with that being said, obviously after that debacle, thank you all for tuning in. We got ourselves, keep in mind, next week, the week after that, we will be here chugging along, and even you can join for the fun every single time. So with that being said, I'm going to go to bed here soon, or at least play some games of Val on my own time. With that, I encourage y'all to as well. We'll see you here next week.